Oh, baby, it is that time once again. Mrs. Mermaid is, of course, sleeping, but she's lazy, and we are very much awake right now because there's plenty to talk about. Bitcoin breaking down the short-term timeframes, and it looks like we need a bit of a hopium injection once again. It's actually very interesting reading some of the comments now. Of course, the majority of this community, very good, very mature, very much in line with what this market's been doing for the past 3 years, but it's definitely very easy to pick out who's a little bit newer here. God damn it, Scott! Hold on, let me turn this off right now. There we go. Oopsies. Anyways, more importantly with that, I should denote, hey, look, we just had a $2,000 move off the highs. It's not like if you're getting liquidated off something like that, Jesus fucking Christ, man, trading is not for you. In fact, trading is not for most people. The good old statistics show that 77% of people never are successful with trading that do indeed try. It's actually not the 9 months or the 90% in 9 months lose whatever the fuck 90% of their life, whatever the hell that is. That is actually not true. It's actually 77 versus 23. More in line with the Pareto principle if you actually are familiar with that from a statistical narrative. Anyways, with that said, we got more important things to be focused on right over here. With that in mind, it is now time to focus on the app. On the Krown trading app, yes, there we go. Losing my damn flows today, as Elsa didn't get it started off, but that's okay. Oh, there she is. Hello, good morning, sir. Yeah, you're not ready. Anyways, on the Krown trading application, what do we see? We do see that fear and greed index has actually come down significantly from yesterday to today, as you would expect. Bitcoin selling off about 2,000 bucks from the current highs, and more or less, well, we are within a range-bound market at the end of the day. Remember, we've been saying pretty much the same thing for the past 3 months now, almost. Basically, Bitcoin, best case scenario for Bulaws, sideways between about 30 and 45,000 bucks. Barras, well, they probably want a bit of a bull trap right here, and then back down we go. Although I suspect that is also going to be a little bit of a misguided sort of endeavor. Bitcoin dominance coming down a little bit on this last move as well, as Ethereum did kind of lead most of the market, and that means that Ethereum and ERC tokens probably did have a decent last couple days. So we do see a bit of a pullback there, but if we do recall, we were looking for higher lows on the Bitcoin dominance chart, which does imply that we still are looking for a general continuation of the upside into the low 50s, probably over the next couple months here into September, I do imagine. Anyways, into the market data tab we go. A couple interesting things going on right here. We do see that global funding rate is actually negative right now. Ever so slightly negative. It's not anything too crazy, but it is rather interesting as Bitcoin is, well, more or less at the top side of almost a $10,000 unabated rally until the last 24 hours. And we do see that you're actually getting paid to hold your longs for right now. On top of that, we do see global exchanges net flows actually showing a positive number, ever so slightly positive number, I should say, for the first time in a while. The big focus was actually on last week with massive outflows. As you can see, we saw some of the biggest outflows. In fact, last week, I think there was a day that was like 55 or a little bit more than that, 1,000 Bitcoin being taken off of exchanges. Open interest also was one of the canaries in the coal mine from yesterday. We did see that did come down, which should align with the short-term time frame pullback, but does that get extended into the medium and higher term time frames now? That's the real question of today, because it is certainly within the cards that Bitcoin, if we do start to crack below our current areas, that we could actually see the bottom side gap filled before the top side gap, which I'm sure many people would not like. Now, of course, we are traders here at the end of the day, or at least I imagine the majority of people tuning in are traders, and so realistically, who gives a fuck which way that it goes? Although things are more interesting and more easy to the upside, of course, but have to trade what's in front of you at the end of the day, and that is where we do rely. Anyways, hash rate actually coming down a little bit from yesterday today as well, which is a little bit concerning. GBTC still very much steady there here too. So let's get into the price action charts. Let's pick it up where we left off yesterday, and Bitcoin coming down actually a pretty damn bad daily closure right there, at least confirming a nice short-term high, and yes, coming down to the 55 on CME. I still do favor CME chart kind of in the early portion of the week. This is irrelevant right there. We are using this blue box right here, also surrounded by the 55 and the white 200 moving average, and as long as Bitcoin is above there, I actually still do look at this as more or less good, and I look at this as just a general pullback after pretty much a 10 straight days of up. I mean, that's pretty reasonable to be looking at, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. But for right now, the big question is, does Bitcoin hold about 37.5, the same level that we had in yesterday, or about 38,000 bucks, depending upon which time frame you're looking at? I'd say 37.5 is a little bit easier to document, or not. If we fail to hold this level, or not if we, because we are just human beings, but if Bitcoin, this inanimate object that neither loves you nor hates you, fails to hold that area, I would be looking for Bitcoin to have a nice little tumble all the way down, somewhere between about 33 to 34,000 bucks, fill the gap right there, probably bounce once again and frustrate the bears, just like the bulls are getting frustrated right here. But for right now, I'd actually would give Bitcoin a chance. For the current moment in time, it does look like we are going to come down and maybe test around that 37.5 region on this stream. That'd be rather interesting and give us something to talk about, maybe in a few trades right in front of our face as well. But for right now, this is to kind of be expected. If we go into our lower term time frame momentum oscillators over here, we do see 4-hour Stokes will be remaining to the downside as long as we're below 39.5. If we go to the 3-hour, we're looking at 39.4. So they're actually coming in around the same levels. Bi-hourly is 38.4, and hourly is showing what? Is showing 39,000 bucks. So that means that we can start to come at this at the other end and say for the lower term time frames, I would say that it is pressure down, especially as long as we're below about 39.5 region. But realistically, the range is, as the range has been, 37.5 or 38 depending upon your time frame to the downside versus about 41,000 bucks to the upside. As long as we're caught between there, I actually still do look at this as more or less a bullish consolidation after a nice run to the upside, and perhaps even we see a bit of a higher low being printed somewhere around here as well, which would be pretty damn good as Bitcoin would get its first uptrend on the daily confirmed since April, May actually. So it's been quite some time, and a little bit of waiting still is very much prudent within this market. A big focus actually of the interview that I did last night on Elliot Trey's channel. Definitely check that out if you're if you're interested in such things. We spoke a lot more about long-term analysis there, but realistically, the main message was, hey, if you're bullish, it's still kind of like a waiting game. You very likely do get another move down somewhere into the mid, maybe even deep $30,000 territory, and it's probably not happening all in one stab. I mean, if this is going to turn out to be bullish, which I still do think that there's a decent case for why the low might be in, as opposed to why the high is definitely in, which I can make a pretty damn good case for as well. In fact, it is still a little bit stronger as of this moment in time. I would be saying that if you are going to be bullish, you're still probably waiting until at the very early September, I'd guess, and probably late September, maybe even early October before this actually does start to turn around and give you that momentous drive. Let's do the daily perusal of the fundamental indicators over here, the hash rate indicator, of which we have seen no contraction from yesterday to today, or even over the last couple of days here, but we did see humongous contractions basically coming in from late July. 18th of July, we've actually been on a steady downturn, or not steady downturn, but steady contraction phase right here, which is good. I mean, if you are looking for that blue buy signal, which has been pretty damn good within the history of Bitcoin, and to put it bluntly, as we have seen in the past, all 11 iterations. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, actually 13. Holy shit. Sorry, there's actually a few more than I guess I counted before. 13 actually. Have always had this very specific signature. Anytime that Bitcoin's got the capitulation signal on this indicator, which we did get actually, by the way, in 1st of May, in fact, we have never, ever seen a new all-time high printed on Bitcoin before first being resolved by a blue buy signal. And then also to take that one step further, the other thing that I've been speaking about with this is that I guess 12 out of the 13 iterations with this have essentially had the exact same narrative with it, where once we get the blue buy signal, the prior daily low was the last macro low before, well, basically never being tested again. All of them except for, of course, coronavirus sometimes way on over here, actually coming in from 2020 March as my eye starts to itch. Anyways, with that said, still in a bit of a waiting market. I mean, if this does turn to be the bull trap right here, I would say that that's, definitely possible, yes, but still not my main disposition on this price action. And again, I would be using that 37.5 pivot as a nice sort of bias buster for that going on right now. Anyways, on top of that, I do want to get into Ethereum because Ethereum has its big event tomorrow, and Ethereum, or actually before we do that, I do want to see where BBWP is today. Yeah, okay, this is really fucking interesting to me. Hold on, let's, yes, here we go, on spot price action. Okay, this is really fucking interesting to me. Because we've seen almost the exact same signature for the goddamn man. There's like a hair in my eye or something. What the fuck is going on here? We've seen a very similar signature for the past 3 iterations that were of this same sort of kind, if you will, where we saw a major downside move and then eventually a reversal actually to the upside on a macro scale actually. And these are your major moves to the downside that we have seen over the past 3 years here. I'm talking about 2020 on March, that would be your coronavirus dumb times, and then of course 2018, 2019 on this move from 6,000 to 3,000, and then of course we do have something that's a similar setup to what we're doing right now as well with this high at 65,000 bucks. Now, what is similar about them? They all hit 100 percentile to the upside. Okay, that is, or sorry, to the on that first downside move. That is to be expected. That tells you that it's an outlier move. That tells you that it's a major area. And what do we see? We do see Obviously on March 2020, also hitting 100 percentile, and in 2018, 2019, also hitting 100 percentile as well. What happens over the next couple months? Well, let me just kind of elongate this out a little bit because it's kind of difficult to look at right now. But I'm focusing on this area right here and this area right here. The next 2 months, you can see that it trends down. We essentially enter into a major contraction phase as Bitcoin puts in the lows here. Same thing over here in coronavirus dump times. Then we get that first major expansion, In this case, we top out somewhere around about 95.5 percentile. In the next one, coming in from the coronavirus dump times in 2020, where do we top out at? We top out at about 92.5 percentile right there. Anyways, we have an extremely similar setup to what we're going on right here as well. 100 percentile on the lows, okay. Then 2.5 months long contraction phase, all the way down to about 1 percentile right here, okay. And then where have we topped out thus far on that first nice push to the upside? Actually right around, I believe that was actually 92.5 percentile, or actually just below 93 percentile. So very much within the context of the other two. And where do we typically end up after that? Well, typically Bitcoin goes through a more prolonged sideways consolidation, and then the past two iterations that were very similar to this read have essentially been your macro reversal. But again, it's, we are speaking about time here. So if you do want to be bullish, I still don't think that there's any like major rush into position. You're seeing your first rejection from the bullish control zone right here. That's to be expected, of course, as well. The question is now, does Bitcoin put in a higher low or not? If it does, game on to 45,000, maybe even 48,000 bucks, and then I'd still be looking for a bull trap there. If not, then, well, down to 33,000 bucks we go, and pray for Boo Law Jesus, which I do suspect that we'd at the very least have a nice bounce around there, and then, reassess after that. We can't get too ahead of ourselves right now. So let's get into Ethereum right now, just because Ethereum does have the big event coming in tomorrow, the 4th. Or tonight for myself over here in Finland, because we're going to be in a more prominent time zone. No, not prominent, but we're just forward, so we're in the future. Yeah, but you Australians are even more in the future than us, so it's almost 4th there. Anyways, but I suspect that the 4th means for like Americans probably, or if I had to guess, probably British Standard Time, because that's usually what normal people going off of. Anyways, looking at this right here, what do we see on Ethereum? Well, we do see our first little pullback coming in from actually the rejective high after testing the topside Toronto band right here. We did not get our conditions met for immediate continuation. Our immediate continuation condition was a tick above the 1st of August high right here. That did not happen. Similar to Bitcoin on CME actually, which was the 30th of July high right here. Both of those not happen. Instead, we get a bit of a pullback, which is fine, which is okay. The question is what happens next? Because if you do want to be bullish on this, what are you essentially looking for? You're essentially looking for a test down to the 20 simple, which we actually did close above at the end of last week. That was Sunday, just a couple nights ago. And we would be looking for a bounce off this level. Realistically, if we see any sort of a daily closure below that region, which would almost be in line with the 9 exponential average on the daily for Ethereum as well, then that is very likely going to, at the very least, open up the doors for a move down to like 2,300, but ultimately that would very likely start to negate what we're doing over here. But for right now, I still do favor this. I actually still do like this, and I still do think that Ethereum probably does pull through here for another move to the upside. We do have several good things, I should say, going on right now. If you do want to be bullish on this, we do have multiple drafts of hidden bullish evidence come off the lows right here, getting a little bit rejected by that exponential, but it's a little bit too early in the week to kind of judge that one. More importantly, we do see that weekly jewel has actually already turned the auto fib green, which is not a signal in and of itself, but it is a setup potentially. And then we've also seen the downside subside thus far. I'd like to see a cyan signal after that. That looked pretty damn good. And again, your technical target based off of that first one would be about 2850 to 2900. And then if things really get crazy, which I hold my reservations on, I don't want to see that level hit first. We could potentially extend that to about 3600. So for right now, everyone's holding their breath, and I'm curious what we look at what we're looking like on momentum oscillators for Ethereum specifically as well. We do see hourly Stokes will be headed to the downside as long as below about 2550-ish region, which we're a clean, like 50, 60 bucks below right now. Actually more like 70 bucks below right now. By hourly showing what? 2575, so coming in around the same level as well. 3 hour is showing what? 2600, and 4 hour is showing 2610. So Ethereum is actually a little bit more downside angle short term, and it does have pressure down right now. Obviously, nice little natural target going to be somewhere right around 2400 here, and you would be looking for that to hold if you are going to play the golden cross in the 4 hour. Now remember what I said about the golden crosses, or any crosses for that matter, but especially golden and death crosses actually, is typically speaking, traditionally speaking, your first cross after a very prolonged trending move, which we see right here. This did happen all the way back in late May, actually, getting resolved over here. That one's typically not a good one, so to speak. sometimes the results are like decent. I mean, and this is a good result here, but it's not the result that I think a lot of people are really, looking for. I mean, this was, it was about a 20% move, not bad. But it's really the second cross that you're actually looking for that typically has really, really good results. So yeah, and actually, funnily enough, yeah, you do. Well, no, do we have a fake out over there? No, we don't. Funnily enough, we actually didn't even. Oh no, we did have one over there. Okay, good. All right, sweet. Okay, so that still does hold true. Anyways, we do see that volatility is also contracting on the lower term time frame for Ethereum. So if this does start to set in a higher low, let's say anywhere above 2,400, that's going to start to look okay for Ethereum to kind of trade sideways and perhaps pick it back up around, maybe later this week if that does indeed happen. Anyways, looking at the 5-day right here, what else do we see? We do see, actually, that is starting to look a little bit nasty. The 5-day is closing today. It should be known. And what are we looking like on Bitcoin? Not too hot as well, actually. Jesus Christ, man, that is a nasty one right now. Oh, well, I guess we're going to decide this today then. That is actually going to be the big focus for myself then, as far as my own trading goes. Let's see what we're looking like on momentum also just for the 5-day as well. I'm curious where we're coming in from. Okay, yeah, very, 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 very low right here on Ethereum, and I imagine the same thing on Bitcoin as well. Yep, about the same area, so very unlikely to cross down. But that would have been a very easy call if we actually closed back above 40,000 for Bitcoin, and Ethereum anywhere above 2,500 would look really fucking good for that. Still looking at a W technical target and also the hidden bullish evidence somewhere around about 2,900 or so with potential for more overtime. So I still don't think that it's actually done right now. I think that people are getting a little bit prematurely bearish. Just like I mean, not people like you can't just say a blanket statement like that, but as always, it feels like humans are very susceptible to becoming prematurely bearish and bullish all at the same fucking time. It's actually hilarious. But at the end of the day, man, we've done very little right now. And realistically, if Bitcoin does want to pull back a little bit more, that's completely fine. But I would be looking at about 37.5 as that major precipice for price action right now. And if we do crack down below that, then yes, I will be looking at a move, very likely down around about 33,000 bucks, 33.5 perhaps, with bounces along the way. Until then, though, I'd give Bitcoin a chance to try for a higher low. Probably easier to watch Ethereum as well, just because Ethereum is, well, it's a little bit more of an extended chart to be fair, but it is still within an uptrend as well, and we'll be holding that essentially as long as above the 55 on the 4-hour, which is coming in at about low 2,400. Yes, indeed. Okay, cool. All right. Anything else that we want to look at right here? Is there anything else that is a pertinent discussion? Yes, if we do look at the 4-hour, we will have hidden bullish evidence, assuming that we just put in a low anywhere right around there, so it is available. What about like a 12-hour? 12-hour does look a little bit nastier too, actually, to be fair. So perhaps we do start to switch around on this. Daily, same level, showing 2,400. 2-day, what are we looking at? Yeah, 2-day is very easy. 2-day is actually very, very easy here too. Any sort of a closure below 2,300, I actually would feel very comfortable getting bearish here. But we do have potential hidden bearish evidence in play. That is actually. No, that is not confirmed just yet. We still have another day, basically until tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time in order to confirm that. But if that does get confirmed, that actually will target 2,300 just below there, and potentially more as well. Anyways, I do want to really hold myself back because I feel like these sort of statements can be massively overblown. Remember the difference between short-term timeframes, medium timeframes, and high and macro timeframes. At the end of the day, high-term timeframes I still think are more or less neutral to slightly okay, and short-term timeframes, short-term sideways and down, kind of similar to what we said yesterday. Anyways, okay, cool. So we spoke about all of that. Do we want to talk about testnet positions over here? Hey, refresh the damn page, motherfucker. There we go. Nice little testnet account. Oh no, I've lost 3/10, or sorry, 3/4 of a Bitcoin right there. No longer 25 Bitcoin equity. We're back down to 24.25. But this is all marks realistically. Just holding the same positions, just letting Theta pay me on this one. And well, that's all to update right there. Nothing too interesting. Still holding spot long positions as well. I will not let go of my spot long positions until Bitcoin cracks down below about 37.5, and then can take profit on a bit of that. But right now, I think that is pretty much all that it is. Nothing too crazy today. We do have that event coming in for Ethereum tomorrow. That is, typically these are actually still the event on first pass, actually. In fact, what I've done over here, if I still have it, I believe I still have it right here, is I've marked off, yes, indeed. Okay, I've marked off all the halving dates. And sort of one of the theories that I've been contemplating, and again, I'm not a fundamental guy, so I'm not the best person to ask about this, but just kind of a working theory right now, and feel free to critique it, would be this. With Ethereum's upgrade coming up, it's going to make the supply deflationary, right? And you can kind of interpret that similarly to like a Bitcoin halving date in essence. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but just for like a working theory, you know, could that work? I think so, yes. Again, I'm not the best person for this, but just, you know, just kind of shoot the shit and talk a bit here. But basically, what we do see in Bitcoin's past halving dates is that typically speaking, after the halving, Bitcoin typically trades sideways in a bit of a range, you know, still putting in a constructive, you know, higher low structure. As you can see over here, this was actually our last halving date, 11th of May, in fact. And while it actually did pump right after that, you know, it's still mostly sideways. It wasn't anything too crazy right there. For extra, lol, ETH halving. And we're going to also have the price as well, perhaps. And then also this one over here, relatively similar. You know, Bitcoin more or less trading sideways. Yes, it did dump out. Let's see how significant this dump was from closure to closure. Yeah, about 20%. So that would be a little bit of a counterpoint to what I'm saying right now. But ultimately, this was still within the context of a weekly uptrend. So, you know, it depends what time frame you're going on. I happen to favor the weekly when you are talking about macro trend. And so I do think that that would hold true as well. And then if we go back to the one before that, which was, I believe, all the way over here in November 2012. Yeah, late November 2012. Very similar structure as well. Bitcoin essentially putting in a constructive sideways price action, higher lows along the way. And well, Bitcoin, well, the rest is history on that one because that was a fucking massive run. So if we are going to look at that in, you know, a similar way to Ethereum here, which again, I'm actually going to read some of the comments just to see. Less inflationary is the keyword. Okay, less inflationary is the keyword. All right, fair enough. We'll run with that one as a working definition. But if you were to see something like that for Ethereum, you know, again, it'd probably be a bit of a ranging market right here. Similar to Bitcoin, between about 30,000 and 45,000 bucks. You know, you see Ethereum between about 34, 35, and our current low structured about, you know, just around 2,000 bucks. Anywhere between there for like another month or two would be, in my opinion, generally good. And that just means more waiting for the boolah. That just means more waiting for the boolah. So unfortunately, the best hoping that I can do for most people is still sideways as fuck. And yeah, that's about it, man. That's about it. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. We got to trade what's in front of us, and this is why I would not be an investor, because it'd just be a fucking massive headache, and that's not for me, man. I totally understand that is, you know, that is for a certain personality type, and fair enough, man. More power to you, but for myself, nope, I wouldn't be able to handle that, and too much goddamn waiting. So I think it's time to get into the chatties over here. I'm gonna turn on the alerts for right now. And let's see what else has got for me right now. Oh, I already know that Mr. Scott Barney was already number one. Let's see. He says, I know you didn't see it because you were sleeping like a lazy bitch. And I ain't a fucking alarm clock, actually. So there you go. Anyways, looking at this right here. Sir, I'm giving you shit. Calm down. Anyways, Scott, Mr. Scott, I can't... I'm a sand vagina. Sir, I ain't going to the beach ever again, so fuck off. Anyways, looking at this one right here, man. No, there... I don't see anything that tells me that this thing is bottomed out just yet, man. I think that you're actually within the context of a trending move to the downside that's about to occur. It's going to be slow, very likely, but I would be looking for a bounce somewhere just around about 2.7 cent or so. After that, you know, probably tries another move towards like 3 cent, maybe a little bit above 3 cent, but overall, I'm not so certain that I'd be very pleased with this one long term. Monthly looks atrocious. This one, to put it bluntly, Mr. Scott, it's lost structure here. You know, it could very easily have another move back up, you know, above 3 after that short-term downside move. But ultimately, long-term, I'd be looking for this one to retrace the majority of this last rally, perhaps all the way down to about 0.012. This is not what you want to see right here. Not what you want to see at all. Really not fucking good, actually. So I'll just leave it like that, man. Hopefully that is in some way helpful. I'm gonna get back onto the comments over here. Unfortunately, though, I do want to say, if you did leave an early comment, please repost it and tag Elsa, because then I think actually she got everything. Yeah, she did get everything. Okay, nice one. All right, good job, sir. You can get paid again. You get your fucking nanos once again, and you're welcome. But nothing more than that. Eva Quandress says, if you value your nipples, you'll use your whale power to pump Cardano. Is that a threat? Is that a threat? Like these ones? Well, I don't need them anyways, man. I'm not trying to feed no children, and also I'm a man, so maybe you can't say that nowadays. But if we're looking at Cardano, if that's a clever way of saying, look at Cardano again, not one of the relatively strong ones in this past rally here. already kind of losing it on the 4 hour, but I stick with what I said yesterday. Look, as long as you're riding the 4 hour uptrend, I don't find it wise kind of switch around views just yet. Although this one does, this one does have some more potential downside if the rest of the market does turn. So of course, Cardano does not drive the market. Cardano is just a in the passenger seat for the most part. And I'd actually move this up to right here because that's more relevant for right now. And that's about 125, 1.25. As long as you're above there, yes, it is still a higher low. Moving averages are switching around to a bearish posture in those, so I would watch out. But still, give it the benefit of the doubt is the way that I operate. Of course, everyone's free to do whatever the fuck they want. This is not financial advice, not a financial advisor. In fact, I think most people should probably not be trading or not even be looking at this because it's just probably not relevant to most people. But yes, if 1.25 is lost, I would be looking for this one to retrace a good amount of this current rally. Next bounce would be somewhere just below about 120, and then after that, well, do you want me to talk about that one? Until then, though, give it a chance to put in a higher low. We would have hidden bullish divergence potential here as well with the way that lower term time from momentum oscillators are shaping up. 12 hour looks bad. Daily, not great, but okay. Again, if Ethereum and Bitcoin pick it up here, namely Ethereum, because I do think Ethereum's kind of running it into its event a little bit later tonight, or I guess tomorrow, then I'd expect that this one does pick it up as well. But it's not going to be a driver, and if it does, if things do break down, you'll find this one back down somewhere around like $1.15 or so weekly. Not terrible, still okay as far as altcoins go. Definitely not terrible, but there's certainly worse things that you could be on, I suppose. But again, it's market analysis right now. BK says, hey, can you please look at GHST? Sure. Versus Binance Coin Derp. This thingy, you mean? Yeah, this thing right here. Remember, this one had a really good chart yesterday. Yep, it did. And we even got a little bit of continuation there too. Looking good. I'll still remain bullish on this one. This one seems to be completely untethered to Bitcoin, Ethereum at all. This one is actually pretty damn good, and I still stick with my long-term target of, I guess, $2.50. I don't know how long that takes to be hit, but nothing to be bearish on this one as long as you do hold the last daily higher low. That's about 160 or so. Short-term time frames, a little bit different. Can very easily come back down to about 180 or so. Not problematic at all. It's just another higher low, and I do remain with the long-term upside here. This is, one of the best charts that we have seen in the past couple days here as far as altcoins go. Only way to get bearish on this one is, again, if the daily comes back down and even just ticks below 160. That would look pretty damn bad. Alrighty, cool. Let's see. Mr. Rowe, there he is. You are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say. Wow, sir, I'm blushing and I don't know what to do with my wet-ass pussy right now. Is that how the song goes with Cardi B and is it Cardi B and Megan? This who is it again? Whatever. Okay, well you're not going to the moon. You're uninvited, so fuck off. Blake Womack says, any advice for trading reversal divergences? What do you mean reversals divergence? Do you just mean like bull and bear divergences? How do you trade them? There's many ways to trade them. I trade them in a little bit more of a conservative sense, but basically I have a cheat code now, which is called caretaker's RSI. It's just the funniest indicator to me because I've been looking at fucking divergences for years, and then he comes up with his indicator, and I feel like I knew everything about RSI to know before. Like, oh, no, there's actually a bunch of different things that happen. Okay, so what, where... Okay, there's a million ways to take this question. I suspect that this question comes in, how do you confirm a divergence? Well, divergences can only happen when you can compare lows versus lows or highs versus highs. Always, 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 fucking always. There you go. And so how do you confirm a low or high? Well, that I would actually suggest learning a little bit of price action trading. That's actually helped my hit rate with that significantly more. So in this case right here, or should we just find an example? Let's maybe do a daily because it'll be nice and easy. And let's see, let's find a really, really easy one right here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 drives of bearish divergence right here. It actually doesn't get picked up on caretakers just because my look back period is a little bit less than what this would include. But you do have this high right here. This is February high. This is your March high, and then this is your April high, the 65,000 one actually. Now, how do you actually play this? Well, first and foremost, talk about the value of divergences. What the fuck is wrong with you? Shut up! Oh, Randy's here. Oh shit, Randy, you're late. What the fuck, man? I want my refund for your refund, you bastard! Oh, sorry. If it's a different Randy, I apologize. You're welcome here, sir. You're very, and even the old Randy's welcome here too, man. Who cares? Who cares? Anyways, more importantly, okay. So first off, talk about the difference between multiple drives of divergences. 2 strikes is obviously going to be less powerful than 3 strikes. 3 strikes is going to be less powerful than 4 strikes if you even get 4 strikes, which is rather rare. But I don't think I've ever seen like 5 strikes. Maybe some offhand situations here and there throughout the history, but generally speaking, it become it's either 2 or 3, sometimes 4, and the more the better. The more powerful result is typically what you do look at. Anyways, how do you actually confirm one of these? Well, you need to see a confirmed local high. In this case, you do see that bearish divergence would have been forming the whole way over here. But if you just looked at that, as, oh, we have bearish divergence, I need a short, you're going to short every fucking continuation drive before a local high is actually confirmed. So in this case right here, where do you confirm your local high? You don't confirm your local high right here, which is actually the high, technically speaking. You confirm your local high actually right in over here when you close below the set of lows beforehand, where you actually have a stop and reverse point. This is a lot easier to see, by the way, on a line chart, just so you know. You can't really see it right here. It's not until you come back down below. That's, oh, we have a confirmed local high, and, move onwards and forwards from there. And then you can look for the result. First target's, typically going to be the 21. Second target's going to be 55. On this case, you do have 3 drives, so you can usually target the 55 in that case. And in this case, it even goes lower than that. I mean, this was the reversal, so to speak. So again, I don't know if that's the exact way you wanted me to come at that question for, but if you could maybe offer up a little bit more context, if that wasn't, then perhaps I could come at it from a different way and maybe be a little bit more helpful. Hopefully, sir. All right, let's see what else we got. There he is. Oh, Congo with the liquidity zone. By the way, check out the liquidity zone. They cover traditional markets every day on a live stream that is coming to a time zone near you. Check out Facebook. One Day Jewel looks quite juicy with bearish divergence. All right, let's check it out. Symbol FB. My old baby. NASDAQ over here. Okay, what are we seeing? You're looking at the daily, is that right? That is right. Yeah, daily jewel is starting to turn down there. I just want to see this get a dark blue read and then also a red on the auto fib. But this is starting to be a pretty damn good setup right here, and I do suspect that you will test down to about 340, regardless of whether this is like the signal that you're looking for or not. Let's see. I want to read the rest of your question here, or sorry, statement. Close the 1 day under 356. Yep. Horizontal 1 day 21E. Yep. And could hit 337, 330 potentially if price action breaks through 1 day 55. Yeah, that would be the next area that I'm looking towards, somewhere down around here. Yeah, 330. Nice little base around there. Things get really, really crazy, man. If you got like a full-on signal with all the other components of the jewel firing off, I'd actually probably even target maybe down around your May lows. Be kind of nasty, but I suspect that we'd probably see like a similar signal on NASDAQ, which someone did call out the other day, which is almost there. Like we see many of the components. I just want to see the auto fib turn red. It's actually a really big portion of it. In this case right now, it actually looks like it wants to turn back up, at least short term. So let's see how that aligns when traditional markets open. But yeah, man, I do think Facebook, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, does have at the very least a short-term downside continuation move. Again, somewhere around this area right here, about 340, 345 region. Bounce there and then come back a little bit later this week and see if we actually line up for like a perfect signal, and that can drive targets much lower. In fact, there he is, Mr. Henderson. Hello, Mr. Henderson. No V-neck, so I can't trust your soothsaying. Sorry, my early tea leaves have been disrupted by this O neck, which is actually not as much as it should be. Anyways, just for last, can we do shop on the daily weekly? Sure, the Shopify, right? Symbol SHOP, and we're going to do New York Stock Exchange. And what are we looking like on the weekly first? Weekly is actually still bullish. I'd still be bullish on this, man. Daily, is this a higher low right here? Charactex RSI says yes. That is also hidden bullish evidence as well. Would have a short-term continuation target just below 1600 or so. And I actually do like the weekly on this one. So I am starting to think that traditional market, you do get a little bit of a short-term pullback as we saw yesterday, but I don't think that this is the one just yet. I think this is going to be another. I think Bears still going to be waiting a little bit more for this one. And also, you have to realize that we do have the infrastructure deal coming up. I think either tomorrow or Thursday is like the big vote, right? And assuming that goes through, which it sounds like, there's good support from both sides of the party, then that's going to be a catalyst for the market going higher. I mean, that was I think that's rather clear. Again, that's where technical analysis goes out the window. We are talking about like actual fundamentals at that point, and that does matter if that gets signed off, which I suspect it very likely will. I mean, it's a very popular one right now, and one that everyone's kind of focused on. And what's also a little bit diabolical about that is that apparently there's also like a crypto clause in there too, where they're basically going to, from what I understand, and again, correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not like equipped to deal with legal speak. Yeah, I'm also not a lawyer. I'm also not a doctor, by the way, even though last night shows something different. But yeah, you think that's funny? Dr. Krown is in the building. I hear you have an issue, miss. Anyways, where was I on about that? Yeah, so the infrastructure bill. There's apparently like a crypto clause in there too that essentially, from what I understand, like kind of makes having unhosted wallets, which just means and again, I'm not certain that this is true, but it would mean that like your ledger devices that are not on, not connected to like a KYC exchange are now criminal, or maybe criminal. That it seems a little bit scary to me. I mean, that would be like the same thing as saying like the fucking dollars in your wallet are unhosted wallets. Like, wait, what? We don't seem to have an issue with that. So what the fuck's going on there? Anyways, Jack Asselman says, good morning, Krown. Hey, good morning, sir. Business as usual. Bitcoin or Ethereum, Bitcoin. Fuck yeah, let's do it, man. Let's see where this one's aligning right now. Sold off the top side of our fall-in channel. Still a more or less bullish formation here, coming back down to test or backfill our yesterday open. That's completely fine. Actually, still to remain more or less bullish on this one. I like Daily Jewel here. It is still giving a bit of a continuation here. It's not a full-on signal, but I do like it. We're right at the precipice of this topside resistance. Technically speaking, you do want to see a confirmed breakout. Couple easy ways to do this. The most conservative way would be just trading above your 7th of July highs right here. If that happens, I'd look for it to just generally float up to your June highs after that. That would look very, very good for a macro breakout actually. Weekly, yeah, anywhere above 5th of July high here on the weekly is fair game to me. That would also force weekly RSI back into the bullish control, and this would look really fucking good. And I'd target the prior highs of this run and probably more over time. I also like how the weekly on this one did loosen up on the downside signal on the Jewel, and while we don't necessarily have an upside signal, we do see that the auto fib is actually green right now, which is good as well. Monthly still a consolidation at a very high level. I actually really like this. Again, all higher term timeframes to me are bullish on this one. Short term timeframes, however, do we see a more prolonged pullback, maybe down to like 6.4 million satoshis? Yeah, I do think so. But again, you do have higher lows on this one. As long as you're above actually that exact level right there. Below there, I would look for an extension all the way down to all the way down to about 6.25 million satoshis. Same sort of thing there, but I really like the higher term time frames on this one, so it's difficult for me to get like full on bearish. Nothing. I'm not going to call like a big downside move as long as it's above about 6.2 million, 6.25 million. We'll call it. So short term, fair game anywhere down around there, but that is still a higher low. I'd give it a chance. Again, I do think that's really important to emphasize today because people are going to get, I think people are going to get a little bit prematurely bearish right now on the higher term timeframes. On the short term timeframes, yes, completely warranted. I mean, we spoke about that on Sunday's video. We see it happening right now, a couple days later. So I suspect that this is going to be still a bit of waiting here. It is wise to be prudent, in my opinion. Cole Evans says, "Hey, Krown, what's up, man? Have you ever looked at the moon phases on Ethereum? Who needs that TA mumbo jumbo when you have the science of astrology?" That's exactly right, man. No, I haven't used it on Ethereum, but the whole crypto market moves together anyway, so I don't really think that there's going to be like a humongous difference between looking at this on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we already kind of know the results for Bitcoin, but we can look at it right now. Like, why not? What do you know? We have a bull moon basically bringing us up since 24th of July. I didn't necessarily get the low, so it's definitely wrong. Bear moon over here did work. And when's our next bear moon? Actually, do we have a bear moon today or tomorrow? Is that the next one? I don't know. No, I suspect not, because this is still a little bit small in comparison. If you go all the way back on over here, I think that the results are actually significantly not as good. In fact, even over here, they're just, some of them are decent. Yeah, I mean, definitely the one in this slew over here is pretty damn good, but before that, not so much for Ethereum. Bitcoin, a little bit more consistent over the last year, but again, at the end of the day, man, you have to trade what's in front of you. I suspect that this might work based off of something that Nimbo told me, that a lot of these dates kind of naturally line up with expiration dates and big pivots, or sorry, big dates as far as like macroeconomic events go. So you know, it could just be coincidence, could just be that it doesn't even fucking matter and you just trade the moons anyways, which fair enough, man. I've actually, you know what I actually did? I actually started a very small account, a very, 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 very small account just to test out the goddamn moons because it was bugging me so much, man. And like, it's like I want it to be wrong, but I also, you know, want to do well in trading. And I've been trading the moon phases for the last couple months, and it's actually been doing very, very well. I'll put it that way, man. It's been doing very well. I lined it up with a few other pieces of edge, but because if you just blindly trade it, I mean, if you just blind trade it, it's actually still pretty damn good. But I do think that there's a couple ways to optimize it, and that's actually been working really fucking well. And I almost feel weird about it, or I do feel weird about it. I don't know what to say about that. It's like, how do you explain that? I don't fucking know. Do you need to explain it? Nope. P&L is all that matters, I suppose. Anyways, what else we got over here? Go Lucky says, hi, bruh. Can we get your take on the highly esteemed Doggy versus USD for in daily, please? Oh man, I fucking want to play that song so damn bad. Oh, so damn bad. And it actually is losing structure here. In fact, we did take out, or have we taken out? It's gonna have a chance to take out the last 4-hour high or low right here. That's just under 20 cent actually. Let's see what the daily looks like right here. Yeah, the daily looks like it's rolling over. Oh, we got a rollover. We got a doggy rollover actually. This chart is actually relatively simple here as far as the daily goes. We actually have probably one of the more bearish charts on the daily, in fact. Now, I don't think it's ready to break down just yet. If it is going to break down, probably get another bounce off of the 17 cent level or so. Spends a little bit more time, maybe until like the end of August. And then if it is going to break down, you know, somewhere around end of August would be about right. But for right now, yeah, this is one of the ones that actually looks a lot more poised to not just test some downside, but go down. Hidden bearish evidence off the current highs. Hit the easy move on that thus far. Next target would be 18.7 cent or so. What about the weekly here? Weekly looks weird to me. I don't have any opinion on the weekly. What about monthly? How did this one close on monthly? Yeah, monthly's still bad. So, you know, regardless of whether Bitcoin and Ethereum go up and make new all-time highs, I suspect that Doggy still has seen its current high of this cycle, and it'll just not benefit as much on the upside moves, and on the downside moves, it'll get hammered more. That's kind of where I'm at with this one. You know, it's the market cycle has not reset until this thing goes back down to single digits, in my opinion, but this can be drawn out a little bit more, as you know, similar to GameStop, right? Anyways, Christina P says, could you please take a look at the weekly and daily for ALBT Alliance block? Why do you live in Finland? Love your channel. Hey, thanks for that, Christina. Why do you live in Finland? I love Finland, and I love my girlfriend, and she happens to be Finnish. So I actually really like just the Finnish lifestyle. It's very wholesome. It's very organic, and I just feel better here. It's more. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, baby. You're so supportive, you bitch. Okay, look at weekly and daily. Okay, daily, good. I don't know what the hell this thing is, but very good as long as above about 52.5 cents. This one is trending right now. Short term probably does pull back. Anywhere around, you know, mid 50s is completely fine. Weekly, very good as well, actually. Yeah, short term very likely does pull back. 55 cents is fair game. Long term, though, over the next month or two, I'd be looking for this one to make a leg up towards 3/4 or so, maybe even higher over time. Not a whole hell of a lot of history here to really be looking at a weekly, but this is very clearly a base, and this is very clearly a nice low, and daily is actually looking very nice right there. So short-term pullback. Let's go to the 4 hour and see what targets would be. Yeah, somewhere between about maybe 53 to 55 cents or so. I see no reason to be bearish on this thing, really at all, as long as your closing daily is above 50 cents. Yeah, looks decent. Again, doesn't really trade too much, but I guess if it's on Finex, I mean, that's one of the more regulated exchanges now, isn't it? Kind of funny how the tides have turned over the years. Crypto Jesus, there he is. Jesus, it's you. Hello, sir. Any truth to Elsa's middle name being Raphael? That's right. She's actually a dude. Isaac Bean. She's got a dick. Isaac Bean says, hello, sir. What's up, man? Appreciate your work. I appreciate that, man. Thoughts on MUX, medium to long term? Okay. I'm guessing talk. Symbol MUX. Hold on. Okay, no. You do not have a full-on ticker there, but yeah, it's got to be a stock, and I'm going to go to the New York Stock Exchange because it's probably going to be the most legitimate one. And what do we have? Okay, medium to long term. Okay, so medium to long term on traditional markets means like weekly, monthly. Weekly is medium, monthly is long, and monthly is terrible. Monthly is very, very bad. We got a slew of lower highs. We got a slew of same lows here. That is a descending triangle by definition. We just put in another another high right here. Hidden bearish evidence on the monthly. I'd be looking for this one to come back down over the next like maybe three to 6 months. Very, very likely back down around its lows from March 2020, actually. By the way, this last rally was done on declining volatility. So if that volatility starts to turn up, which I strongly believe it will, if you do see this continuation, which I think you will as well, to the downside, that can get a lot more nasty. It might even actually be the last straw that breaks the camel's back. And long term, long term, I'm talking like years down the road, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing back down around like 10 to 15 cents. This is not a good chart. If we're talking about medium term based off a weekly, do we have a short term upside move in betwixt that? Yeah, perhaps. Anywhere back up to 130 is completely fine, but I remain long-term bearish on this one, significantly long-term bearish on this one, and this is actually pretty easy one to judge, but as long as we're below about $1.50, a buck and a half is where the kind of line stops for me. Above there, actually would switch around to looking for a decent move to the upside. That would be, talking about like 250 to maybe even $3, but I don't think that's what's happening right now. This one looks, this one looks like it's about to get beat up. And, realistically, it hasn't been in an uptrend since '06, man, on the monthly. Like, it's just been 14 years or 15, 16 years almost now of down, man. It's not fucking good. Not a good chart long term, in my opinion. Anyways, higher out of its long-term breakout or falling flat? Falling flat, man. Nasty. Unless you're on a daily. Even the daily is kind of a rejection right there, but I don't think it's ready to break down like this. Maybe a little bit later this month. Sam Ferganti, what's up, man? Are whales accumulating the swappies? Swap USD. Oh gosh, it's like fucking goofy, man. Goddamn, man. Let's see what we got here. Are the whales accumulating this highly esteemed piece of technology? Well, it's not the traditional whale accumulation chart where you see, or it is pretty bad. It's a pump and dump, that's for sure. Are whales accumulating this? It actually does look like it probably has an upside move from here, to be fair, but pump and dumps will be pump and dumps, as you know. Well, then again, I go down to the daily. Not necessarily showing the same picture. I don't have a strong opinion on this one, man. You do have a lower high on the daily right here. It's a slew of lower highs. Long term, it's very likely to be bad. But the question is, do we get another pump before the inevitable dump? I don't really see any real reason to be bullish on it as long as it's below about $1. Is it under whale accumulation? If it is, you're going to see it come back down to the lows, somewhere back down around here. I guess I've never charted this one before. I have no magical lines of destiny on this one. But if I had to call this one right now, yeah, I do think it comes back down. Daily Jewel says down, daily RSI's rejection of the bullish control zone, and even printing a head and shoulders right there too. So yeah, I'd be looking for this one to trade sideways and down. And if it is going to be whale accumulation, which I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, maybe it's just a pump and dump is what I mostly think it is. You probably do see another move down around here and then flips back around for another pump phase. I don't know, later on when Bitcoin or something else leads the market, most likely Bitcoin. But yeah, man, it's never good to see a chart like this, man. Never fucking good to see a chart like that. Just coughs up the whole damn rally. Not fucking good, man. Not fucking good, sir. Colin McCann, there he is. What's up, sir? Hey, Krown, can you check out crypto Voyager USD? Okay. Voyager. Sure. Hey, the hell? What's the base? I guess. Okay. So what the? Oh, it's BQX. Man, how many times have they rebranded this damn name? XUSD. There we go. Not bad on the weekly, actually. Not bad, at least for right now. Daily also not bad as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see another try towards 335, 340-ish region, and probably rejection there. Would be long-term bullish above about 3 3/4, in fact. But can this one rally while the rest of the market does not? I mean, this is a terrible chart long term, no doubt about that. This is not what you want to see, right? If something was around in the past cycles, which this one was from 2017 to 2018, and it did not surpass its 2018 high, it's relatively weak. Now, with that said, does it actually have an upside move here? It kind of does look like it wants to. Let's go down to very low term time frames here, like a 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours good. 4 hour looks like it wants to break out. A little bit of a short term pullback, but that's fine. I wouldn't be surprised short term to see it hit somewhere around about 3 1/4. Daily. Looks like it wants to fall through as well, man. Yeah, this one actually showing a different picture than most. I would be looking for a pullback somewhere between about 3 1/4 to 335 or so, somewhere around there. I do think that you put in another high, but and then trade sideways at best for a little bit of time. But this one actually is showing something significantly different than a lot of other ones. Let's look at the monthly here. How did this one close? Yeah, not great. Not great, but short term, does it try for another move? Probably yes. I need to take a sippy sip of this water though, man. I am damn thirsty right now. Oh man, I have to read this one. Guy says, Sebastian says, Polkadot 30-minute. Oh dear Lord, man. Oh man, we need to make rent before the end of the week. This one's fucked, sir. Let's see, where are we on the... It's bad! Oh no, Sebastian! What the fuck? It's real bad. It's a fucking 30-minute, sir. It's a fucking 30-minute, sir. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, how bad can it bet? I don't know. Maybe don't look at the 30-minute. Look at a fucking daily. You know, does it try another short-term bounce off here? Maybe. Not good though. It's not fucking good though. All right, man. You know, it probably trades a little bit of sideways at best here, but I do suspect that this one's going to come down to about 16.5 bucks. Do we have another lower high on the daily in a series of lower highs across the last 3 months? Oh, we do. Tell Mr. Sebastian what he's won. You've run a not moon. You've won an inverted moon. You're going to the inverted moon, sir. Yeah, not my favorite chart of the day, man. Yeah, I you know, maybe tries for a higher low somewhere around like 16.5 bucks, man. And again, I'm not trying to like throw shit at you or make you feel bad or anything like that. I don't even, maybe you're short on the 30-minute. Maybe you are, in which case I'd say, yeah, you probably take a little bit of profit here, get a little bit of a bounce. Hard to be bullish on this one, even on short-term time frames, as long as you're in a downtrend would be a good rule for that. Yeah, back above 18.5 and then maybe okay, but for right now, not great, man. Hourly, all air down to about 16.5. Stinky Linkies look sexy on the daily. We can look at that one. We can look at the old stinkers. I know that one's rather popular. And what do we got? 22.69 here. And you're looking at a daily. Yeah, it actually does look, all things considered, better than a lot of the other ones that we've seen on the daily. Next area to be looking for, if it does take out yesterday's high, it just needs to trade above yesterday's high, man. If it does that, which is 24.5, I'd actually look for a move throughout the rest of the week, maybe even into next week, somewhere around about 27, maybe even as much as 27.5 before the next pullback. But that'll look pretty good. That'll look pretty good. Weekly, okay. No, it doesn't really stick out as anything more than that. 4 hours still in an uptrend. 4 hours still holding it. Yeah, fair enough. Don't really have a reason to be bearish on this one. Let's see, do I have a magical line here? I do have a magical line, 21.25 on a 4 hour, where you lose your short-term uptrend. Kaizen, what's up, Kaizen? Hey, isn't that a Japanese word for like always improving or something of that nature? I remember reading that, I think, in a Tony Robbins book. Can we check out EGLD? Yes. Okay, let's see. EG Europe, and let's go to this one right here. No time frame given, so I'm just going to roll with the 4 hour and daily. 4 hours down. Daily probably bounce relatively soon, somewhere around about 90, 93.75. We're looking at a weekly. It does look like a nice low structure right here, but I'd like to see a weekly close above the 21 before I look for like a nice move back up to about 120, 122 region. Possible, but still far away. Short term is down, however. Short term, I would be looking for 90, just below 94 bucks. Try for a bounce there. If you hold the higher lows, which you got higher lows as long as you're above about 86.5, I'd say that comes into an issue below about 91.25. I'd give it the benefit of the doubt, kind of similar to the other majors that we looked at today. And to be fair, this one actually does have a higher low on the daily and does have a higher high. So this one has an uptrend, whereas most things do not. Deserves a little bit of respect for that, definitely. Okay, Safe Pump Classic. Oh man, you have a great marketing name, sir. Is that has to be a name of a coin? It's like Safe Pump wasn't enough, so they made Safe Moon Classic. Hello, Krown. Hey, what's up, man? Darrow USDT KuCoin mid long term. Okay, Darrow, is KuCoin the new Binance? Actually, pretty good chart. Very good chart, actually. Very good chart. Yeah, this one stands out head and shoulders above many other things. We have a weekly uptrend here. Most things in this market, 95+% of things do not have that. Probably even 99% of things do not have that. Short term, could it come back down to like $9? Perhaps, yes. I don't have a strong opinion on that. My strong opinion is on monthly continuation here. I mean, this weekly is good. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing test back up towards its highs, maybe around the end of this month. Hidden bullish divergence on that last low, but that's already played out. What about the monthly here? Very fucking good. Wouldn't be surprised to see this make new all-time highs later this month, but short term, a little bit of sideways is completely fine. If it wants to test down to like $9, that's completely fine as well. Bullish on this one as long as it's above about, let's call it $8, would be my sort of line in the sand for this one. Sideways is very, very good here, though. Sideways would be interpreted as very fucking good. I don't know what the hell this thing is, man, but looks completely different than most other things. So yeah, deserves a lot of respect for that, man. And credit to you for finding something that looks, genuinely different. AXS USDT says Mr. Nahal Bot. Short term, please. Okay, on the hourly. All right. We got some rent payments to come up with right now. It's okay, man. To each their own. In fact, I've actually had a good time trading the hourly as of recent times as well. Bad. I think we have a little bit of a short-term top in place. Now you don't even ask about it, but I do need to see the other higher-term time frames. Okay, this makes it a lot easier. So I need to go to this time frame just to get a general bird's eye view of things. Okay, there's a couple of very easy trades right here. I would not be looking for like the big move to the upside as long as we're below yesterday's high. That's 43.70. Above there, I actually would target a move back up just shy of $50, somewhere around 48 to 48.5. Short term, however, does look a little bit does look more downside angled to me. Let me see what it looks like on a momentum charts. Curiosity on the hourly specifically. Let's see how far we're down here. No, probably gonna bounce here if anything. Wouldn't take too much. So do we see a bounce back up towards 39.5 first? Maybe yes. I would still go with the hourly trend here, which is to the downside. The easy trade is above yesterday's high, or any sort of an hourly closure above about 41.25. If you can do that, that would look pretty damn good here. We're having a short-term reversal, but it is sloppy on the short-term time frames right now. So I would be very, very comfortable calling a bounce here, but do not confuse bounce with a reversal. Reversal is not a topic of conversation short-term as long as we're below about 41.25. Or if you just want to go off of, wicks, you could do yesterday's high, and that would actually look pretty damn good for a nice little continuation drive. But for right now, if this one does want to break down further after having a very short-term time frame bounce, which I believe it will, I'll be looking at about 33 and 80 cents or so. That's where I'd be looking towards first target to the downside. But again, bounce first, decide later. Give it a chance, I suppose. It has been one of the better acting charts for the past long time now. And if the market shows any strength here, which I do suspect that we are in a bouncy bounce area for Bitcoin and Ethereum specifically, that one's probably going to do relatively well. Space Chase, what's up, man? Hi, Krown. Do patterns make sense on Bitcoin dominance? No, I don't really think many things make sense on Bitcoin dominance. I mean, Bitcoin dominance barely makes sense itself, right? Because Bitcoin dominance is what? It's Bitcoin's market cap versus the rest of the market, right? And first off, if a new altcoin is created, and if you're familiar with how market cap is calculated, which is a very, 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 very crude calculation, it's literally just the total or circulating supply, whatever it is, multiplied by the last price. Is that actually, representative of what's liquid in that asset? Fuck no, it's not, man, because someone could easily manipulate that value. Anyways, you could just create a new altcoin, put one trade in, and all of a sudden it has like hundreds of millions of market cap if you do it right. And then the Bitcoin dominance would go down, but did Bitcoin really lose any dominance? Did Bitcoin lose any ground? No, that thing's worthless. I mean, it doesn't really mean much. So I think in general, when you're talking about dominance charts, we have to first acknowledge that it's very incomplete. But it does seem to, at the very least, give us an understanding of where we're kind of at within the general guise of things on the altcoin Bitcoin pairs. And in this case right here, do I think that formations matter? No, I think trend matters. The only thing that I've seen dependable on the Bitcoin dominance trend, on the Bitcoin dominance chart, is trend. And in this case, we do have an uptrend. We are still within the context of higher lows here, as long as we're above about 46%. I think maybe another short-term down, but ultimately, I do like this one long-term still for continuation up north of 50%. Monthly really tells the story right here and looks pretty damn good. In fact, even the monthly has nice things going on there from a trend perspective. So I'd give it the benefit of the doubt. And again, that would be interpreted, in my opinion, as good, because you want to see Bitcoin more or less, sometimes Ethereum, but mostly Bitcoin, lead the upside rallies. If altcoins lead the upside rallies, it's typically going to be a failed bounce, in my experience. That has been very consistent over the last 3 to 4 years now. Noel says, can you peep HBAR USD? Sure. Let's see. One's Hasn't been asked for in a while. Hedera Derpgraph. Yeah, another altcoin that's actually not having the worst chart right here. You do see that sort of fake out on the death cross into a golden cross. I always love that sign. You do have the 3 spike lows there too, so that is good as well. My mentor absolutely loves that one, and I'm starting to be a believer myself because I see it so often in cryptocurrency, and it's really fucking powerful reversal. Anyways, if we are looking at short-term timeframes, I would have well, the problem is, you got to be looking at Bitcoin, you got to be looking at Ethereum right now. Whatever they do, this one will mirror. But if I'm just looking at this one, it actually is okay. It actually is okay. And I draw the line in the sand basically below the last 4-hour higher low, which is all the way down here at about 19.5 cents. As long as you're above there, the price action come back down around there, test around that, it's completely fine. But I would give it the benefit of the doubt. I would still run with the current trend on short and medium term timeframes. And if we do see any sort of a closure either above our current high structure, which is just below 22 cents, or just a higher high, I'd say in this case above the 1st of August, I would look for a move back up somewhere around about 23.5 to 24 cents short term. Weekly looks okay here for a short term upside move. Yeah, about 20. Yeah, same targets actually relatively easily. So I do suspect that we will see that. And actually, weekly Jewel is kind of leading you already. That's kind of what I wanted to see on Bitcoin, which we don't have just yet. So again, I do think that people are getting a little bit premature bearish on this right now. Until we destroy the 4-hour trend, I would not be looking for like a major massive downside move. It's still an uptrend on most of the time frames that do matter, and I'd give the credit to the bulls right now to put in a higher low first, give that a chance, and then come back after that. All right, cool. Again, below 37.5 though, that's my line in the sand. Bitcoin very likely breaks its way on down to like 33.5 with the bounce along the way at like 35.5 or something like that. Mr. Pablo South, bonjour mon ami. There you are at Crypto Yellow Vest. Got to be somewhere around here too, so I can practice more of my French olas. Can you check out Nucor hourly daily? Yeah, let's see what this one's operating at right now. Whoops, I almost did USD. Jesus Christ, man. And too much stuck in cryptocurrency land. Oh, there you go, baby. I think we hit our 103 target. We definitely hit our 103 target. Short term, I do look at this still as a ranging market here, but short term, short term, it very likely does come back down just below $100. Anywhere to fill the gap right here is fair game. I imagine the 10 simple or 21 will start to rise up to meet price action at that point. And then I'd be looking for sideways and, long term, again, man, all higher term timeframes on this, I am massively bullish on. But yeah, short term, probably somewhere around like 99.25 to 99.5. And then I'd look for it to trade sideways and up over the next few months, man. It's going to take some time, as you know. This one's required a shit ton of patience, but I still really like what's going on here on the higher term timeframes. Short term timeframes though, sideways and down. Sideways and down, sir. If you're specifically asking about the hourly, I do want to know that $97 is your monthly backfill. If we go down to the hourly, does that align with anything? Yeah, it does kind of align with right here. Some, max down. I do think right around there, an obvious bounce area as well. But ultimately, my main message on this one is long term. I really like that chart, man. Nothing really bearish about this monthly chart right here, in my opinion. Take us another sip of this water, man. My throat is turning into a raspy lesbian once again. Jesus. Oh, there we go. Good for another 5 minutes, I think. Spencer Smith says, Cello Zer. Love you. Hey, love you too, sir. Still sideways and boring. Let's see. We haven't looked at this one in probably like a month or two now, I think. Let's see where we're at. I don't know if this one's sideways and boring. I think this one's just sideways and wrecked. No, look, it's a fucking altcoin. It's a goddamn pump and dump. Typically you want to stay away from things like this. Avoid it like the goddamn plague. But if Bitcoin moves up, this one's going to move up as well. Name of the fucking game. Above this one's difficult though right here, man. I do not feel comfortable on this. I do not feel confident on this chart. Yeah, you do see some signatures of bottoming right here, but it's too young of a coin to really give its due diligence to. Short-term timeframes might give us something. I mean, it looks like another short-term timeframe high right here. If anything, I'd probably be looking for this one to come back down about 245, 250-ish region, try for a bounce there. I actually don't like this one as much as some of the other ones, but I'm hesitant to call one direction on an altcoin and not have the same direction, on others. And where can I come up with contingency on the other side? Above your 30th of July high right here, I probably would be looking for a move back up somewhere around your highs from early July, somewhere between like 340, 350 or so. Other than that, man, I really don't have a strong opinion on this one. Sideways and boring is kind of the name of the game here. At best, maybe get another pump and dump phase, but again, easy to watch Bitcoin for direction. If Bitcoin moves up, I'd probably be looking for this one at about 315, 320-ish region. If Bitcoin moves down, I'd be looking for it to retest lows at about $2 long term. So hopefully that is in some way helpful as well, sir. Can I check the last two messages? Well, can I just get through it in the same way that I was going to get through it, sir? Yeah, we looked at Darrow, Safe Pump Classic. God damn it, man. What the fuck? Sir, did you not maybe you didn't hear it. It's all good, man. I remember it had a pretty damn good chart. Very good chart, man. I'd be looking for new all-time highs later this month. Short-term sideways and down, probably back. Maybe even might have a higher low right here, in fact. Yeah, maybe I take that back. Higher lows as long as you're above about 9.25. Completely fine to come back down around there, but still higher lows. Mr. Z's, there he is. Krown just answered my question. Skip my question. All good, sir. All good. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Let's see, where did I leave off? Barrage Alive. What's up, man? Krown, hope you're doing fantastic. Thanks, man. I hope that you're doing fantastic as well. Need a little bit more sleep, but you know what? The show must go on, and it's all good, man. It's all good. These are first world problems, not having enough sleep, right? Can you look at MXB on the weekly and monthly? Okay, MXB coins. Crypto, implied by the name. So it must be this thing? I'm guessing it's this thing. I'm guessing it is literally this thing. Okay, is it this thing or not? MXB coin. It actually is put in a nice pump phase right here. Well, short term. What is this? 1580. This is MX versus BTC. Maybe this is not what you want to see. Yeah, I'd actually be looking for this one. I actually would be looking for this one to pop up towards 1650, maybe even 1670 on the daily. Long term, it's pump and dump. It's absolutely garbage, but I don't know if this is what you want to look at. Maybe you want to look at this. Let's see. Okay, I don't know what's up with Safe Pump Classic because I've literally Elsa, get on top of it. Okay, this thing is you're probably not looking at, man, because this thing just doesn't even trade. I don't know what to. I wouldn't know what to say about this, man. I'd have to say a healthy amount of I don't know because this is just garbage. I don't think that we can look at Ape NFT, man, unless if it's on. Not on TradeView, man. It was it Ape NFT? Oh, it is that thing. Oh, Jesus Christ! All right. Oh, for the love of God. Actually, not bad. Actually, pretty fucking good. This is a higher low right here. This one's reversing. This is actually pretty damn good. 2,500, whatever denomination of that is. What is that? Not 2469. Holy shit. Wouldn't be surprised if he'd even continue a little bit later this month towards 2,700 or so. Not enough history here to really be giving it much more than that, but this actually is good. This is probably one of the better altcoin charts we've seen, and it does have a legitimate reversal in there. Okay, cool. BK, there he is. What's up, man? Or actually, sorry, I just missed Moral Gandhi. Mr. Moral says Ethereum Bitcoin 3-day chart. Okay, bull flag and measure move. Yeah, man, we spoke about that very briefly earlier, not on the 3-day, however, but we did define. I would not say that this is. I mean, this is a falling channel, whether you want to call it a flag or not. Whatever, man. Here's the thing. What's more important than identifying whatever fucking, name this has, which is good to know. I mean, channels are okay. I think triangles are probably the best for cryptocurrency. Anything else is questionable in my opinion. But how would you confirm an actual breakout to the upside? You need to see above your 6th of July highs right here, which is 6.9 million Satoshis. Above there, would there be a measure move? I mean, you generally target the top side of your current consolidation rally. We could make a measure move based off this. I'm curious if it's going to be pointed higher, but long term, man, I mean, I don't think it'd just stop at like 8.6 million Satoshis. I mean, short term it probably does, yes, but long term I'd be looking up here, man. It'd look very fucking good if that were to happen. It'd look very, very good. And I do think that is probably what's happening maybe over the next like 3 to 6 months. All higher term timeframes on that chart are phenomenal in my opinion. Okay, let's see. There he is, BK. Can you look at AMP USD on Gemini for our 1 hour daily? Okay, got it. AMP versus Gemini, and 4 hour daily weekly. Okay, let's start off high and then we'll finish low. Weird. Holy shit, that is a nasty rejection. Maybe this looks different on a daily. It certainly does. Okay, still got higher lows. Basically as long as you're above about 5 cents or so. I don't know if it's going to come back down there or not. I don't have a strong opinion on that, but I do have a strong opinion on an uptrend, and I do have a strong opinion on the fact that anywhere around there is fair game for a higher low, and I would run with that on first pass. Short-term time frames, you know, on your 4-hour, do we come a little bit lower? It's looking likely, yes, somewhere around 6 cents, but do not confuse lower with like full-on reversal. I'd be looking for a bounce there and a higher low to be confirmed, and then the daily to pick it up sideways and up, you know, maybe for the next couple months after that. Looking at the monthly right here, I'm not bearish on a chart that looks like this. And by the way, right down just below 6 cents is actually a backfill in last month open. So I'd be looking for at the very least a bounce there, and then probably another try maybe later this month, probably more so in September. But this is okay, and this actually does deserve a bit of a decent amount of respect, just because it's in an uptrend, and most things are not within this market. So definitely stands out as something good. Okay, cool. Super Googly says 700 1-day time to long, sir. This is definitely a Chinese stock. Yep, 10 cent. Oh, there it is, 10 cent. 10 cent down 10%. Now what time frames were we looking at? 1 day. Okay, we are on the daily already. Is it time to long? I mean, if you want to play a bounce, this is probably not the worst area to do it from. Let's see where we're at on the grand scale of things. Go to the weekly. Oh yeah. Oh Jesus, man. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't say definitely, but this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but there are some places where it's very easy to put on risk, and this would be one of them on the weekly. 200 simple and 200 exponential average. We already had a pretty damn good bounce off of it last week. I do suspect you'll get another bounce maybe later this week as well. Monthly, same thing, off the 55. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing bounce back up, at least by end of month, somewhere around about 465 or so. If you're looking at a daily, does it spike this area a few more times? Maybe yes, but ultimately I do think that you have at the very least a bounce here. I don't know if I'd call like all-time lows right here, but at the very least a tradable bounce in my opinion throughout the rest of this month most likely. Might spike it a few more times, but that's completely fine. And very easy to manage on this one too. You know, break below 430, bad. You know, you're probably looking at a move all the way down to like 350 after that, but right now, man, I'd give it a chance to bounce. It's actually decent. Okay, what else we got? Crypto Signals, what's up, man? Hey, brother. Hello, sir. Hello, my brother. Hello, my bro. Can you look at AMPL USD on the daily? Okay, AMPL Ampleforth. Yeah, that one sounds familiar. This is 2017 shitcoin, right? Let's see. Yes, it is. It's done very little. It's done very little. Okay, what time frame are we looking at here? Daily. I don't have a strong opinion on this chart, man. It's sideways. It's ugly. It's like a dead heartbeat. It's irrelevant in my opinion. You know, does it come back down short term to test the lows at like 82 cents? Probably yes, but I mean, it's kind of like a pump and dump, right? Pump it up, dump it back down, pump it up, dump it back down. You know, it never gets sustained rallies. It just continues to pump and dump. Let's maybe check out one of the other exchanges just in case if it has like a more interesting chart somewhere else. We can try over here. Nope, it's the exact same shitcoin of a chart. I mean, the way that I look at it is, look, you just had your pump phase right here. It dumped all the way back down, probably going to come back down even further and test your prior lows. It seems to like its bounty area somewhere in like the mid 70s. 74.5 cent is fair game on that one. Very short term though, I would be looking at a move towards 85 cent, probably another short term bounce there, and then try for lower. Not a big fan of that chart, man. Ugly chart, man. Very ugly chart. Okay, Echoes the End says, hey, what's up, man? Long-time lurker. Well, good to finally meet you, sir. First time trying to post. All good, man. You did it. You done it. You posted. You did it. Can you check out Luna? Love the energy in all your videos. Hey, man, someone's got to keep it up right now because, well, this market has actually been mostly a range-bound market, which is kind of fucking boring. So just having a bit of fun with it, man. Just having a bit of fun with it. All right. Elsa says no fun. Okay. No time frame given on this one, but this actually does have one of the better altcoin charts. Actually, we got a golden cross on the daily. We are in an uptrend on a daily. That's significantly better than most things. This is actually, now I almost never call out these formations because I'm not really like a big pattern trader, but this actually is a legitimate one, and we have seen Bitcoin put in a macro low on this exact same formation. This is what's called a bump and run right here. And it actually already got the confirmed breakout, and your next target would typically be around 15 to 16 bucks. This looks pretty damn good. Pretty damn good, man. You know, 4 hour, can you see pullbacks along the way? Yes, absolutely. Where's your last higher low? Somewhere right around 11 bucks. So if it wants to have a pullback down around there, that's fine. But I respect the higher lows until proven otherwise. And weekly is powerful AF, hidden bullish evidence off that last low. We've hit the first easy move on that one. The next deeper target's gonna be 15, 16 bucks, actually. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, very interesting, man. Muna. Not bad. not bad. One of the better altcoin charts, certainly. Again, I remain short. I would switch around my opinion though below, what was it, $11? Below $11, that's the line in the sand. Okay, all right. Whoa, Jesus Christ, man. There is just a lot of comments now. Holy shit. Looks like everyone's woken up. Holy fucking moly, man. I feel alive. Hex Outlaw says, hello, sir. What's up, man? Hope all is well with you too, sir. Can you check out Hex on a daily and weekly? Yeah, thinking it could be the low. Okay, let's check it out. I think last time I looked at Hex, I called a move down to 11 cents. Let's see if we got it. Hey, we got it. Actually, we did get it. Hey, not bad. Do I think that we put in a low here? We have put in certainly a short-term low, and I would be looking for a move up to about just under 14 cents. Man, I should be trading Hex. This is... it's actually been one of the more technical trading assets in this market. Kind of funny. Okay, the daily is throwing me for a bit of a loop here. Let's see what the 12-hour says. 12-hour kind of does the same thing as well. You know, I do treat this as a short-term time frame low, and can very easily put into the medium and higher term timeframes. In fact, I do think you're pretty much just around there. I'd want to see, technically speaking, a closure just slightly higher than what we've seen thus far at about 1260-ish region. And that would make it very easy to target a move back up just shy of like 14 cents, trade sideways for a while. I do hesitate to still get full on bearish on this one from here. It's not wise just yet. I do think it's a possibility, but it had its chance to break down last week. It did not. This one is kind of what I've been saying for the past couple weeks here. You know, you're going to test both sides of this, but sideways is the name of the game. There is no real directional call to be made right now. If anything, you know, and people are probably going to cringe when I say this, but it is what I believe. If anything, this is a bullish reset as of the current moment in time. More sideways is good, and yeah, this actually is decent right here. I mean, this is a nice little reset. Even the 4-hour jewel is about to line up for a decent continuation signal, and that would actually target somewhere around 13.5 cents. So yeah, not bad, man. What are the monthly? Oh wow, god damn, man. Monthly had a pretty damn good closure. Kind of hard to be bearish on that long term. Yeah. All right, Hex survives another month, sir. Survives and might even throw up there too. Not bad at all, actually. Got to give credit where credit is due, otherwise you lose all of your all of your integrity, I suppose. Joe Harrell says, Lurker here. Hey, what's up, man? Well, good to finally meet you as well, man. Jumping out of the woodworks there. Been watching nearly every night for the past few months. Holy shit, man. Just soaking in. All good, man. I'm glad that you found some value in it, but as always, man, I always want to make sure that people understand, if you come out onto this channel, realize we're all individualistic human beings, and whatever you're benefiting from and whatever you're, you know, putting into your own and making something from, that is you doing it. Your success is your own. It's not due to me. It's not due to anything that I say. It's yours, and fucking take it, man, because everyone should think like that. Everyone needs to think like that in order for us to have like a, you know, an altruistic and an interconnected society. That's my true thoughts right there. Anyways, learned a ton and have made some really good money on recent trades. Thanks for, hey man, my pleasure. But again, that's you, sir. That's you. You did it. You get the money. Mr. Phi, sir, took a break from trading the cone and been practicing low time frames on Forex. Actually, that's a really fucking good idea, man. I think it's a terrible idea to learn trading on Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in general. Forex is great for it, actually. Finally, not bleeding. Thank you. There you go, man. I think honestly, Forex is the best one to be trading. Just in general, if you do want to be like a full-on trader, but if you want to have like those long-term swings, then yeah, cryptocurrency is going to be okay. Cone exchange of choice, sir. Are you talking about like crypto? Options are kind of limited here. Instead of me suggesting an exchange, because different exchanges are going to be relevant to different people, right? Maybe you want to trade options. If so, you got to be on Deribit. Maybe you want to trade futures. If so, probably your most liquid option is Bybit, if I had to guess. But at the end of the day, man, you know, it seems very clear to me that the wild west days of crypto exchanges are numbered. Probably within the next year, we've seen most exchanges go the KYC route, and they seem like they want to, you know, stiffen up and play ball with the regulators, which is what they should do. So personally speaking, what would my recommendation be? My recommendation, and what I'm doing myself, is I'm waiting for CME to offer Bitcoin mini contracts, and then also options at some point as well. If I can do that, I will 100% be very, 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 very happy to move all my shit over there. Until then, I've actually lessened down a lot of my trading recently. Still do here and there, but again, it really depends, like, what's relevant to you or not. Safe Pump Classic says, Luna, you'll be impressed on its new move. LNG. You mean LNG or do you mean LS? No, LNG is liquid. Is Chenisher Energy. I remember that one. I used to trade that. Yeah, we looked at Luna earlier. It's pretty damn good. Definitely one of the better altcoin charts, and I would continue to be bullish here. Golden Cross above all major move averages. Nice bump and run pattern. Technically speaking, over the next couple of weeks, I'd probably be looking for a move towards $15 or so. And it looks to be a little bit less tethered to Bitcoin. And again, respect the trend. I mean, it's such an unsexy philosophy, but it fucking works, man. This one has a higher low right here. We have a higher high, actually way back on over here. There's your uptrend and continuation. Good. Nice and simple, sir. Nice and simple. Rocky G says, hey fam, 10 and 21 EMA and 30 setting up on the weekly. 30 SMA has flattened. All right, let's check it out. First, let's bring up exactly what you're saying. We're going to go to the weekly, and you're looking at 10, 21, and 30. So let's put on the 30. So we're focusing on the red, the blue, and the yellow. And actually, let's just get rid of everything else for the time being to make it very, very abundantly clear. All right. Hey, where's my Dan? You're my boy, Blue. You're my moving average, Blue. Is it setting up? No, I don't think so. There is no setup right here. What it's telling you is consolidation. Consolidation range is between the 10 simple and the 30 simple. If I understand you properly. So maybe you meant the daily, going in balls deep short, mid to upper 40s. Yeah, I mean that's yet again another reason why I do think mid to upper 40s is a natural pullback point regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. Maybe talk about the daily though. Yeah, daily's in a bullish posturing. Probably gonna try for a low somewhere around 37.5. Maybe we've already even seen it. Let's see what the short-term time frames look like right now. Are they picking up a bid? No, not really. Nah, not really. But let's take a bit. Oh shit, we need this one on. Take that off. Boom. I want you and you and you. There we go. Keep these charts nice and clean. But yeah, I do agree with your assessment. If we do get that move to the mid, maybe even deep $40,000 territory, it's kind of an obvious trade, at least in my opinion. I mean, you kind of have to take profit there if you're long right now, or if you long the actual breakout. Of course, you can do whatever you want. That's just my opinion, of course. Legend Ali Z's, there he is. Nike profit taking target 175. Much love for AMT. No, you bastard! How dare you? All right, NKE is the ticker. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got, Mr. Z's. Wow, holy shit, fuck. Your profit taking is 175. And I think your okay. Why 175? This does look like we have a perhaps a top right here. I mean, these doji doodles are pretty easy to play. Anywhere below the low of the doji doodle, which is 168, and I'd actually look for this one to retrace down to 165, bounce there, and then maybe lower over time. But where you getting? Yeah, where are you getting 175 from? That's my question. Maybe we have some sort of extension here. Nope, we have hit the measure move off of this falling wedge right here, actually. And yes, these actually do work decently well in traditional markets. I hate them in cryptocurrency land, so I actually will call them out in traditional markets, but I mean, you kind of already hit the target in my opinion, man. So I'd actually be looking for sideways at best, sideways and down, maybe comes up with another formation and then tries another move to the upside. But I mean, you're pretty fucking close to 175 already, man. Like, and I happen to know you, so I typically know that you take long-term positions. So I suspect that you already are long, or you have some sort of position to offload. Look, what's $5? What's $5-6 from where we're at right now, man? I think that's something to consider. I think it's very relevant to say that you probably have already hit the majority of that move. You don't need to get every last little penny of it in order to make a very phenomenal living, in my experience. So maybe something worth considering. Again, you are free to do whatever you please as a free human being, sir. Okay, cool. Let's see, where did we leave off? Oh, there we go. Crypto Signals is back again. Sorry, brother. For Ampleforth, you need to look at the market cap on. God damn it, we're not going to fucking bullshit coin derpo and market cap. All right, we'll look at it. We'll look at just for you, sir. Just for you. We'll do it this one time. But I have to warn you, sir. Like, the reason why I don't like going on CoinGecko is not because I just want to be a dickhead towards you. It's because I don't have my tools there. I don't really know what to. I'm just kind of going off of a trend there, which is good enough. But we can look at it. Well, why the fuck not, man? Ample AMPL. Okay, number 235. Okay, we're gonna go to max, I guess. Terrible. Not good, man. I don't really feel too confident just looking at this right here. But we're in a downturn right now. We just got a macro high, it looks like right there. I don't know what time frame this is, so it makes it very, very difficult. It looks like it wants to come back down to the current low side structure and then maybe try for another bounce there at best. I would not be in any way, shape, or form bullish as long as it's below whatever this spike high is right here. Above there, you can probably target a move back up to your, what is this? Whatever the fuck this number is right here. 400,000 market cap, I guess. Oh my God, it's not even a, oh no, that's 400 million. Oh Jesus, that's 400 million market cap. Okay, that's not bad. Fair enough. Well, again, I don't feel too confident in this, man. So that's, I want to be very, very transparent when I don't feel like I have a good idea on something, and this one I just don't. So the right answer that I should really tell you is a healthy amount of I don't know is right. If I'm just looking at it from that perspective, probably another move towards the lows, probably tries another bounce there, but you are going against the trend, to be fair. Yeah, that's the best that I can do for that one, man. Apologies. Dan Henderson says, Dr. Krown. Oh, finally, someone respecting me. my official title. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate the level-headed narrative throughout the past year. Your advice has saved me a ton in losses. That's probably something that I'd be more happy than anything, because if there's one thing that I like to pass on to other people that I've learned from my experiences, how to mitigate losses or avoid financial disaster, man, because that is, one, very difficult to come back from, and two, emotionally difficult as well. Can really run havoc on your life. So I'm actually probably most proud to hear that than anyone saying like, Krown, I made money listening to you. It's like, you didn't make money listening to me, man. You just you listened to something that I said, and then you made your own actions and you made money. Like, that's great, but share something that will hopefully lessen potential pain. That would be good. And that runs with like the age-old saying, right? That runs with the age-old saying that goes along the lines of some like, if a smart man learns from their own mistakes, a wise man learns from the mistakes of other. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. You don't need to repeat them. Elsa's on the phone. What is she going off of right now? All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see what we got here on AMD. What time frame are you looking at, sir? Daily, weekly. Okay, let's go to the daily first. We have hit whatever measure move I had right here, but let's see. I don't think I had that proper, because if I'm doing this on a daily, we do have a very obvious cup and handle, and we pretty much already hit it. Let me just double check this is proper. Okay, I did do a little bit more of a muted one here. Let's go back to the weekly, and I actually want to check out the monthly as well. Okay, we've already made new all-time highs this month. I mean, this is a fucking great chart. Like, don't get me wrong. The problem is, though, The problem is you don't really want to get long right here. It's like, where do you manage risk? Where does it make sense to manage risk on this one? Going off a trend, you got an uptrend as long as you're above $90. And I believe we said long, like way the fuck back on over here. At this point, man, sideways and up is probably what I'd be looking for. This one's obviously in a breakout right now. There's no reason to be fading the breakout as long as you're above $100. This one looks to me like it just wants to have continuation. Monthly RSI tells a story. I do suspect we have not seen the overall highs just yet. Hidden bullish evidence, that's obviously played out, but more importantly, monthly RSI, I'd want to see confirm some bearish evidence before I start to call tops on this rally. But right now, I'd still be cautiously looking to the upside. Volatility is on the ground, which usually does turn to the upside when we do see downside moves. But actually in this one, it does not have a history of that. In fact, this move over here was done on increasing volatility. Very interesting. Anyways, as it stands right now, yeah, I'd still be long-term bullish on it. I know you need to ask about a monthly, but weekly, same thing, actually even better on the weekly. Hidden bullish divergence off that last breakout. This is textbook shit right there. Maybe a little bit of sideways here. If it wants to come back down and test around low 100s, that's fine. Long-term, still more upside. I don't have any real targets to give on this one, except for maybe some fib targets that we can pull out of our little bung holes here. And let's see what we got. Oh, I already got it. Well, let's just do it again for good measure. This one right here, it'll be more sightly as well. Okay, let's just double check. Have we already hit the 1.414? Yep, so short term probably does come back down based somewhere around 106 to 107 region. However, this is usually a short-term consolidation before looking for the major targets long-term, which are actually somewhere around about 125 to 130 is where I'll be looking towards. But that is long-term. Keep in mind that, we're probably talking like 3 to 6 months away, So I don't know how long-term you are on this one, but the quarterly speaks for itself. Pretty fucking good right there, man. Very, very good. So maybe another 3 to 4 months, I'd say. Looking good. Looking good, sir. Looking good. Green Third Eye. Hello, sir. Green Third Eye. What does that mean? What is that a reference to? Can I get your opinion on YFI? YFI? Is this the yams or urine or whatever the fuck this thing was? Okay, yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's not going to be too helpful in this one. And you're looking at short, medium, and long term. All right, well, let's go long term. Probably need a weekly for this one. Not a big fan of this one on the weekly, actually. Again, gonna really be dependent upon a strong rest of the market. This one is not gonna move to the upside on its own. Maybe there's a better chart here. There's got to be some that looks a little bit more interesting. Maybe where's this? Where would this thing trade? Do we have like maybe like a coup coin? Oh, same shit as well. I mean, if I'm looking at the weekly here, we do have hidden bullish evidence. We hit the easy move on that. Next target would be 35,550 or so. Go down to a daily. Daily looks like a lower high to me. Here's what I feel a lot more confident saying. Look, if you see any sort of a daily closure today, any sort of a fucking daily closure at all below about 3666. Yeah, there you go, 3666. I would look for it to cough up the majority of this rally, and it's not going to the moon. If we're looking at a weekly, you can still see a little bit of upside here, I suppose, but that first rejected move right there is quite telling. Short-term timeframes look like a breakdown already, but I would still respect the higher lows for now. If you're looking at a full hour in comparison to a daily, I'd start to say that it starts to fall apart below 30,000 actually. And I'd look for it to retrace the whole rally if that happens with bounces along the way. So again, going to depend on whatever Bitcoin does right now. It is certainly relatively weak. So if Bitcoin does move to the downside, this one's going to get hit harder to the downside, in my opinion, and retest the lows, maybe even lower. Kind of nasty one right there. Okay. Oh my God. What the fuck is going on? Elsa, you can't just be sending me all these goddamn comments. What the fuck? Oh, if you have time. Okay. Well, we are getting to the end of this one here, but we'll do a few of them. Okay. All right. We got Brizzy B. Can you check out, okay, Wrapped Ethereum versus CLVA. Okay. Clever. All right. Interesting name. Hey, pretty good chart. Very good chart. It's wiki as all hell, which makes me very uncomfortable, if I was trading this. Oh my lord, man. Yeah, it really does not trade for days on end, it looks like, too. But you do have a nice uptrend here, which most cryptocurrencies do not, although this one's only been around since March, which actually deserves some respect because it was up during the May downside debacle for Bitcoin and most of this market. I'd just generally be still looking for upside on this one. Probably moving back up to what, 30, I don't know, 36, 30 to $4,000. Or is that even a number? No, that's Ethereum's. Okay. Other than that, man, I've no real targets to give on something like this. A little bit too young of an altcoin. But I do not believe that the highs are in just yet. I mean, save for these massive wicks over here. I don't know what the fuck that's about. But as far as closing highs goes, no, I still think that you're looking at a trendy move. It actually looks very, very good, all things considered. There he is, Mr. Colin McCann. Hey man, how do you identify a front run in a playable manner? You don't play it. If you get front run, you get front run, man. You don't fucking chase, right? I'm tossing around the idea of a front run of the $45,000 region. Okay, so that actually offers up some good context on this question. All right, so basically, it sounds like your disposition is you're looking for a $45,000 move, and you were either looking to offload your coins there or offload your or upload some shorts, right? Assuming that I have that proper, which I'm making an assumption here to be fair. The question that you're having is, is the 42.5 high or 42.6 high here a front run of that level? Could it be? Yes, it could be. How do you confirm a front run of that level? You need to see a confirmed reversal here. And in my opinion, we haven't seen a confirmed reversal here. My conditions for a confirmed reversal would be a 4-hour closure below about 37.5 or so. That would do it for me. Actually, maybe even a little bit lower than that. If we're looking at a daily, basically same level. Basically some level right there. That would confirm this as a local high, and this would be not just a local high, but this would be an actual bull trap right here. And I'm targeting to move down to 33, maybe 33.5 or something like that, with the bounce along the way at like 35.5 short term. So how do you identify it? I have to see a confirmed local high. So that means and I'm very conservative with my estimates on that. Now, if you're more familiar with like price action trading, they might actually already consider this a local high right here. You have to contact Pena, who's very, very good with that. And we actually have a few guys in the Discord. Magic Nil, very fucking good with it. I think the Night King also, also knows his price action trading. So I'm not the best guy to go to for that. I just know the basics enough to make, enough to give me something to talk about at a boring dinner party. But, like people who talk about fucking trading. But I would not call it a local high just yet. So how do you identify a front run? Again, you need to see confirmed local highs, in my opinion. Otherwise, You're kind of playing the guessing game. Now, what you could have seen here is what we called out earlier, that there was a nice block coming in right around about 42.5 and a pullback to be expected around that region. So I don't look at this as like a trap just yet. That was expected. Remember, referencing Sunday's video, very likely to pull back down. We said to anywhere between about 38 and well, somewhere around 38,000 bucks, and that's actually what we're getting right now. So I would still pretty much stick with that, and I don't really have any real reason to switch around as of yet. Gohan's mom, what's up, man? Hi, Krown. Appreciate your hard work. Thanks. Thank you. What? Have I done SPY? No, I've not done SPY. We can do SPY. We can do SPY really quick. Where's my SPY? 44. Interesting one here. Very interesting one. You know, you still got the 4-hour uptrend, right? And I play it as a 4-hour uptrend, but you have a very fucking easy way to look for a nice downside move to about 43.25. That would be a full hour below either your last low right here on a tick basis or a closing low basically below the 55, which is 43.80. That happens, yeah, I'd be looking for it to come all the way down here. Until then, though, this is an uptrend. This is still good, and have to be still bullish on this. I mean, the monthly is... the monthly is very likely to make new all-time highs. We actually came just shy of it yesterday, it looks like. I think max it does to the downside this month is like 4,300. NASDAQ would be something more along the lines of 14,550 or so. So yeah. Anyways, okay, we'll get through a few more of these questions here, and then we'll close up shop, sirs and sirs. Okay. Let's see. XTZ. Yeah, we can look at XTZ, Mr. John Vargo. Okay, simple USD. I haven't looked at this one in a very long time now. I think Kraken is the one to go to. Maybe it's FinX, actually. I think it is FinX, actually. All right. Where's my FinX? FinX, where are you? There you are. Oh, nope, they're actually the same. Okay, daily. Yeah, still looking good for some short-term upside. Probably back around about 335, 340-ish region. Capped, though, as long as you're below about four and a dime. But this one's relatively weak right now. It's not following as much as the rest of the market. Not a humongous fan of the weekly right there. Monthly, same thing. 4-hour, you know, got the uptrend. I respect the uptrend as long as you're above about 290. So, you know, sideways and up as long as you're above there. If you lose 290, I would be looking for this one to keel on over. Next technical target would be somewhere down around about 269 to 270. Maybe lower over time, but you know, give it the benefit of the doubt for right now. It is in a short-term time frame uptrend. Quant, says Mike Bennett. Yeah, we can look at Quant, Mr. Bennett. UNT, USD. I remember this one had a pretty interesting chart as well. Wait, this is not right. Hold on. Certainly have more price action history than this. Maybe on, I thought it'd be Bittrex. Maybe KuCoin? Yeah, it is KuCoin. Holy shit, man. KuCoin's like becoming the shitcoin exchange of choice. Okay. Weird. Very weird chart. Weekly still bullish here. Sloppy toppy, but you know, again, I have to stick with what I've been saying. Short-term time frames, I respect the uptrend as long as you're above about 134. Looks like you're trying to put in a higher low right here. Higher low will be confirmed with any sort of move above your 166 spike high or a closing high above the 10 simple 159 and a quarter. That happens, I'd retarget 175 and maybe new highs coming into like, you know, later this month. I mean, this is not a bearish chart right here, even though the range is absolutely monstrous. So, you know, you play this one at your own peril, because if it does dump out the lows, it wouldn't take too much to get it back down to about 100 to 120-ish region. So take that as you will. Monthly is extremely extended here, as you probably already know, but I give it the benefit of the doubt until proven otherwise. Generally speaking, I'd say sideways and up from here, but a little bit of waiting is you know, at best. And again, keep your eyes on the 130 pivot. Below there, bad. Below there probably coughs up a little bit more. No, I don't do copy trading. I don't believe in that. And I also, I mean, again, I just don't think that most people should be trading anyways. Not that I'm like here to be anyone's father, but just kind of promotes the wrong things, man. You know, you are daddy. I was actually having a good talk about this with Elliot the other day. It's like, you know, you don't want to be the guy who's just like, here, have the fucking spoon. Here's the little spoon. You want a little spoon? Have a little spoon, sir. Like, no, man, share your experience. That's, you know, that's for better or worse. And then people can kind of gain some from it their own selves. Hopefully that is said in a respectful way. Anyways, we already looked at the moon chart, Mr. James Nyland. Let's see, a lot of James today, actually, or a lot of J's actually today. Joseph Valkov says, Krown, good morning, sir. NIO, New York Stock Exchange short and long term. Okay. Did we already look at one? Sounds familiar. No, we looked at Nucor, that's right. 4 hour, short term up, looking for a move towards 47.5, daily up, higher low, good. Probably over the next week or two, back up to 50. Actually looking pretty decent right there. Yeah, I actually kind of like that one. A little bit extended here, but sideways and up over the next few months here is probably what I'd be looking for. More long term. Alrighty, sirs and zers. I think we will ever so. Hey, what's up, Alex Switch? There he is. I see Justin Young. I see Sam Frangosi. I see. Wait, Meccan's around here too. What's up, Meccan? Hold on. That's enough. Meccan is an imposter wizard sleeve of the Wizard Kingdom? Or the fuck, man? Hey, what's up, Philson? There he is. It's over. It's over. The rally's over. The bull market's over. We're never going higher. This thing's going back down to zero where it belongs. What's up, encrypted broker? All right, let's throw this on right here. Bitcoin, I still respect the higher lows on the short-term time frames. As long as Bitcoin's above about 37.5 on a 4 hour, or if you're looking at a daily 38,000 is where I'd be looking towards. I do still look for this kind of trade sideways and probably try some more upside, mostly in line with Ethereum right here. Now, here's the big thing. If you do see a 4 hour closure below about 37.5, or it's more like 37.225 to be exact, I would look for Bitcoin to ultimately come all the way back down and fill the CME gap on the other side, that being all the way down to about 33 or 33.5, somewhere down around here. Very likely a bounce along the way, somewhere right around 35.5, maybe 36,000 bucks, but I would be looking for that to be rejected over time and come back down. Until then, though, I respect, the short-term time frames and more or less Ethereum's event for the time being. However, keep in mind when the event actually happens, which is tomorrow, the 4th, a lot of the time these are an initial sell-off, and then maybe later on you do see the actual activity that I think a lot of people want to see probably happen. Now, with that said, I do want to go back on over here into the momentum charts just to show where the critical numbers are for the short term. We're going to start off with the 4 hour right now. 4 hour will actually turn back up with any sort of a closure above 38,650. So remember that number. Let's go through the other lower term timeframes. 3 hour will turn back up with any sort of a closure above 38,650 as well. So about the same. Bi-hourly shows 38,350 and hourly shows 38.4, all coming in from very low levels and very consistent with CME as well. So if we start to see essentially Bitcoin regain, let's call it about 38.5, especially 39,000 bucks on a 4 hour, that'll start to turn all lower term time frame momentums to the momentum oscillators to the upside. We'd confirm a higher low, and Bitcoin would, very likely test back up towards 40,000 bucks. We keep the party alive for a little bit longer. But again, 37.5 is my major line in the sand to the downside, or 38 if you're looking at a daily. Same thing as Sunday's video. And with that said, take care and hopefully see you soon, and enjoy the outro tunes, please, zers and zers.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, fix or pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate. Pause it, list it, send it.